Hey Retronomia Squad, welcome back to another Retronomia. Today we've got the You're Killing Me Smalls Summer Barbecue Chicken Plate. Right? Pretty great. What that all consists of, let me show you. Let's switch it about. Okay, so here's all of our ingredients. We have bacon, we have scallops, we have tomato, we have vinegar, white vinegar, smoked paprika, barbecue sauce. We've got maple syrup, some sweet and smoky barbecue seasoning, some kernels, kidney beans, mustard, mayonnaise, and of course chicken for the chicken. This dish is also going to be coming with, we're going to be making some maple bacon, beans, and a charred corn salad. So, pretty tasty stuff. I got a broiler pan, got a regular pan, got some bowls, everything that we're going to need. We're going to dice up some stuff, we're going to cut up some stuff, but we'll get into that in just a second. I figured considering it's summer, we might as well talk about a summer movie. And so today, if you didn't get the hint from the title, we're talking about The Sandlot, classic film. So, Sandlot, movie came out in 1993 about a new kid that moves to a town. He gets befriended by the local teens who like to play in this little sandlot where they play baseball. It's fantastic, and they have some hijinks that happen. It's a fantastic film. It's coming of age kind of story, you know. It's super great. I highly recommend that movie. But we're going to get into the food, and we can talk more about the movie as we go. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the corn, we're going to open that up, we're going to drain it real good, pat it down with paper towel. We're going to half this onion. We're going to strip some of it. We're going to finally dice them it. And then, of course, we're going to dice up the tomato and cut up the scallions as well. Okay, so as you can see, we sliced and diced the onion. We trimmed and cut the scallions. And we did little cubey bits for the tomato. Because we're no L7 weenie. Okay, so while you're kind of cooking and prepping the veggies, you're going to want to turn your pan up to high heat and then just drizzle some heat. Just drizzle some oil. Well, that was more than a drizzle, but it'll be okay. It'll all work out because we're going to put our corn in there, which we're going to pour into a bowl and pat down with a little paper to get some of the excess water off because water and oil don't mix, folks. I don't know who this Pat is, but he's going to get a lot of attention. Pat, 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 pat. Get it? Because I'm patting the corn. That's why Pat's getting all the attention. Anyway. Y'all ready for the sweet action shot? Here goes the corn into the hot pan. Woo! Alright. So that's on high heat. We're going to cook that for about 3 to 5 minutes. Stirring occasionally. The corn starts popping, just cover it and kind of give it a little swivel, a little swoosh, if you will. But we're going to let this get nice golden brown. Nice and golden brown. Okay, so yeah, like I said, if it starts popping, you just cover it with the lid. Give it a little shaky shake, and that'll help get it tossed and get it cooked up. You're trying to just get a nice kind of char on it. And, I mean, that's a big purpose of doing the corn this way. Alright, y'all, so while the corn's doing its thing, now's a good time to prep some of the protein. So with the beef, the bacon, we're going to basically cut this into little half-inch slices, give or take. And then we're going to cut up actually the chickens are okay because we're doing those as cutlets, so we'll get into that later. Okay, so as you can see, the corn is done. Look at that, nice and charred up, looking good, looking tasty. We went ahead and did a little slice through the bacon. Now we're going to prep up our chicken. We're basically going to take about a half tablespoon of paprika and a half tablespoon of the sweet and smoky barbecue that we chose, seasoning. And we're going to season our chicken all over, get it all nice and seasony. Salt and pepper as well with it. And then we'll get that going next. Alrighty, so our chicken's all seasoned. What we're going to do next is start up our maple bacon beans. So we're going to take our beans, stick them in a pot. But first we're going to get the bacon going, obviously, get that cooking. Stick it into a medium-high heat pan. The one that you use for the corn is great because it's already warmed up. So there you go. Alright, so yeah, we're frying up the bacon. You just want to let the fat render for a few minutes. Kind of cook down a bit. As it does that, we'll stir in the beans. Leave the liquid in there. We're using kidney beans in this case. And we'll add the maple syrup, the barbecue sauce, the remaining paprika, and sweet and sour barbecue seasoning to it as well. And water, a little bit of sugar, and it's going to be great. You guys will see something, maybe even Baby Ruth, as in the movie. Baby Ruth is kind of a big deal because they lose a ball over the fence, and the new kid says, "Hey, I've got a baseball we can use." Turns out the baseball's signed by none other than Babe Ruth. He thought it was just some guy named Baby Ruth, which is silly, but what are you going to do? He's a new kid. He's not a super sporty kid, but what are you going to do? So, to the food as we go along. Okay, so as that's cooked down a bit, we're going to go ahead and add our chopped onion here, not our sliced onion. That's my bad. We're going to add this to it so that way it can start cooking as well. Get in there with some of that bacon fat, tasting so good. Alrighty, so as that's kind of cooking, for the chicken, we don't have a grill set up yet, so there's a few other options that you can do if you plan on chicken, or at least get something close to grilled chicken. And would normally do the broiler pan and just stick it in the broiler, but it's way too hot to be doing that, so we're just going to grab another pan and just do it on the pan on the stovetop. So we'll be getting to that in just a sec. Alrighty, so it's all kind of rendered, softened up, starting to get real good. So we're going to start adding some other ingredients here. We got our beans with the liquid. In you go! Yeah. Listen to that. That's how you know it's the good stuff. Alright, we're going to do some rest of the paprika. Boop, 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 boop. Rest of the sweet and sour barbecue seasoning. Yep, 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 with sound effects. Yep, 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 yep. Alright, a little bit of water. About a quarter cup is all you need, because as you can see, we already got some liquid. A tablespoon of sugar. I know that seems like a lot, but considering it's not too shabby. We got maple syrup. Oh yeah, baby, it's like putting it on the pancakes. A weird, wet, beany, meaty pancake. I hope that doesn't turn anybody off from this thing. And of course, who couldn't forget some barbecue sauce? Oh yeah, baby. Get that sweet, sweet goodness in there. And as you can see, I've already pre-measured everything. It's all pretty well set to go, so sometimes it saves time, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Alrighty, so now that all of our ingredients are in there, we're just gonna stir it all together, but let it heat to a boil on medium-high heat. And yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. This thing's getting done. It's starting to look great. Alrighty, so while the beans are doing their thing, actually we're at the step now. See, the beans are now boiling. So what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the heat to low, cover it up, and let it simmer. And while that's happening, we're going to move on to making some pickled onions and the sauce to go along with our salad. So that's what we're moving on to next, which will be onions, vinegar, a little bit more sugar, a little bit of water, pinch of salt. We're going to cover this guy up, microwave it to 30-45 minutes till it's bright pink looking, and we're going to take the pickled onions, put them separate, and we're going to keep the sauce because we're going to combine that with the remaining barbecue sauce to make it good. This is what cooking looks like. We've got the pickled onions going in there. We've got the simmering bacon beans going in there. This is cooking at its finest, folks. Speaking of finest, The Sandlot's a pretty good movie. Lots of comedy, lots of good gags. There's kind of a dorky kid in it who fakes. I mean, it might not be excusable this day and age, but it's still fun. Fakes drowning to kiss a girl that he likes at the swim pool. And, yeah. Alrighty, so now we're going to do the salad. We're going to combine the corn, the scallions, the tomatoes, the mustard and mayo. We're going to do a little salt, a little vinegar. And we're just going to combine all that, a little bit of sugar, shake it up, stir it real good, make sure it gets all real good. In goes the vinegar. In goes the sugar. Because first we get the sugar, then we get the weeming, then we get the power. Or something, I don't know, Simpsons quotes. Alright, scallions. Tomatoes, for those who like tomatoes. I'm not a huge fan, but for this recipe, I'm giving it a shot. Sometimes you just gotta give her the old college try or something. Okay, with the mayo mustard added, we did some salt and pepper as well. Now we're just gonna toss it together or stir it all together, and then we'll be done with that. And then we'll be getting our chicken going next. Alright, so we tossed our salad. Now we're going to take our seasoned chicken. We're going to add it to our oiled pan, since we're not grilling. But if you're grilling, obviously you wanted to get that grill going a little earlier, so that way it was all ready for you to go. At this point, medium-high heat, since we're doing it on the stovetop. We're going to go about 3 to 5 minutes on each side, and then we're going to add our mixture of the pickling onion sauce with some of the barbecue sauce, and we're going to add that, brush that on in about 1 or 2 minutes before it's done. So I had this thought when I was putting the chicken in the pan that we might have some people who are like chefs, or at least cook more often than I do, and they might like see some of the faux pas that I do. I just got to reiterate, like, I'm not a professional anyway. I'm just making food for my family. And, like, hopefully the recipes are good enough to share for everybody else. At the very least, hopefully it's entertaining. But anyway, this is my weird rant about not being a professional. You know, enjoy cooking for when I do. And I'm just going to keep doing it, keep making these videos because they're kind of fun, a little goofy. You know, sorry it's a little cloudy in the kitchen. That might be because of all the smoke. Or there might not be any, who knows. But now I'm just rambling. What else could I say about the movie besides it's fantastic? It's got James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader, in it, which is freaking awesome. He plays this retired baseball player who's got this huge dog that as a kid they think is this huge monster, but really it's just like a big mastiff. It's a lot of fun. I like that movie a lot. I recommend it. Things are cooking up nicely. We're almost at the beat here. Look at that salad turning out there. Pickled onions. Jeff is kind of a picky eater, so we took some of the corn, put it to the side. You can always adapt the recipe to people's flavors, needs, and all that stuff. We got our simmering beans. Ooh, look at that money shot. That's pretty good. Chicken's looking pretty good. It's almost about time to flip them. We'll probably give them a little baste of the sweet sauce that we have here on one side, then we'll switch to the other side and then cook it up the rest of the way on the other. So we just flipped the chicken. It's looking pretty good. Threw on some sauce on the other side. Remember, if you ever feel like the chicken isn't, if you're not sure if the chicken isn't fully cooked, you can always grab your meat thermometer, stick it to the thickest part of the chicken, and get a reading there. You want it to be at least 165 to make sure that it's cooked. Just kind of a tip that I've learned over the years, that if you're not sure if it's cooked or not, or you can always pull it off and cut it, and it should be a nice white chicken look to it. So just a tip. Just the tip from Dick. Is that something I need to add? Probably not. But it's funny because my name's Richard, and you know, you guys know the nonsense there. Man, look at these shots of all this food. I'm getting hungry for sure. As we're rounding the corner, this chicken's just about done. Speaking of summer, I just had to think one of the best summer songs is The Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. I'd be remiss not to bring up that song. It's fantastic. You know, me and some friends from school started a band and we tried real hard. Like, come on. It's so good. It's reminiscing about summers past and enjoying the summers now. Like, it's a fantastic song. Just to go along with the movie that we recommended too. Like, go watch the movie, then listen to the song, and then have yourself some good old... Doesn't get much more summer than that. Alrighty, folks, so everything is all cooked up. This is kind of what we're looking at. Just before we plate it and slice the chicken up. There's the beans. Boy, that looks good. Chicken looks great. Salad looks interesting and refreshing. It's going to be good. We'll attach a little reaction video to it after we've eaten and let you guys know if it's half as good as it seems. But yeah, so we'll let you know. So we tried that chicken plate. Delicious barbecue chicken. That corn salad was refreshing and tangy, which was a little surprising. Maybe it shouldn't have been. It was Dijon mustard, so that made sense. Barbecue chicken was great. The beans, oh my gosh, that was the best part about the whole meal. So I highly recommend it. Try the recipe. Let us know in the comments below if you like it. As always, thanks for subscribing to the channel. And we'll see you guys next time for another episode of the Retro Nom 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 Nom.